So hi everyone, good morning. Okay, so like Aviam said, this session is about our Gvahim mentors. Who are our mentors? How do you connect with them? And what does the relationship look like? Okay, so who are our Gvahim mentors? They are Israelis or veteran Olim that have at least 10 years of experience in Israel. They're professionals from all kinds of backgrounds and they volunteer to help Olim. Okay, so that's the main thing to understand is that they're volunteers for Gvahim. I know that a lot of Olim get confused with their HR consultant and their mentor. Your HR consultant that you had 3 one-on-one meetings with, those are people who work for Gvahim. Your mentor is someone who volunteers, okay? Most of them have some kind of personal connection to Aliyah, either because maybe their parents made Aliyah or maybe they lived abroad at some point, so they know what it's like to be the newcomer, or some of them made Aliyah themselves when they were children. That's overall usually the motivating reason of why they're a mentor. So being a mentor is something that they do in their spare time, like I said. So it's really important to understand because they're not going to be extremely responsive immediately, and we need to be very understanding of that fact, okay? So before we dive in, I think it's important to mention the current situation due to the war. As I'm sure you can guess, many mentors are either in reserves right now, and those who are not, some of them are having a really hard time, like many of us, really hard times. So this means that the amount of available mentors we have is a little bit lower than usual. And I'm not saying this to discourage you from trying to reach out to people, because there's still a nice amount of volunteers who understand that now more than ever is the time to volunteer and to help other people. So I do encourage you to reach out to people, but at the same time, just be understanding when you don't hear back or you receive a message that they're not available right now. Just move on to the next person, okay? We just need you guys to be extra patient these days. The mentor role. So the mentor is there to advise you along the way while you're searching for a job. Sorry, they know a lot about the do's and don'ts of the job search, and many of them have experience hiring themselves. A lot of them are hiring managers. The mentor is not your career counselor, like I mentioned. They're not there to advise you about career changes and things like that, but they can advise you on specific questions that you'll have during your job search in terms of relevant companies, what kinds of companies could be relevant for you, startups or corporates, or names of specific companies. They can help you prepare for interviews, and overall, they're very experienced in the Israeli market. Okay, so what can your mentor help with? They can help with mapping out the Israeli market in your field, like we mentioned, in terms of companies. They'll provide their industry knowledge, letting you know if they think you need to maybe update your knowledge with new courses or new technologies that maybe you need to learn. And one of the main benefits of a mentor is that he or she has their own personal network. And sometimes they can think of somebody that they know that's perfect for you, or that is hiring someone exactly, in your field, and they can connect you with them. They can also help you create a job search strategy. And like we said, practice for interviews, and overall just be there to answer your questions and support you. So I'm about to show you on the network how it works exactly, but I just want to mention a few things. So it's really important that you be proactive. You guys need to be the ones initiating, to be the ones asking the questions. The more questions you ask, the more advice you're going to get from the process, and the more your mentor will feel that you're serious and that you're invested. So please be proactive. It's important. And don't expect your mentor to run after you. Okay, they're to set up a time to speak. Like I mentioned, these are busy people, and now more than ever, you need to put yourself out there, and you need to be the one to initiate. Don't be shy to remind them if they don't respond to you. People are not trying to be rude by not responding to you. They're usually just very busy, and they forget. They forget that you messaged them. They saw it. They thought they'll get to it later. They forget. Just don't be shy. Remind them. And in terms of how often you speak to your mentor, you need to ask them what their availability is and just go with it, okay? It's up to them, and you can allow them to lead in that sense. Somebody wanted to ask something? I just heard someone open their microphone. No? Okay. In terms of looking for a mentor, it's really going to depend on your specific background. We're not going to have a perfect match for every single person here, and especially, like I mentioned, because of the situation. So there are a few ways to go about it. So the most basic place is under one-on-one support. You each have this section. Don't worry, you don't have all of this. This is just admin things, but you should have find a mentor or buddy. Okay. And then 1 second, I forgot to say something important. So because here it will show you find by job function, find by industry, and then you can just click here, search by job function or find your own mentor or search by industry. It will take that from your profile. Okay, so under profile, you just need to make sure that your job function is updated and correct, your job title and your industry, so that it can do as good of a job as possible. Okay, so let's just go back. Okay, let's try marketing. Somebody here mentioned marketing, right? Someone mentioned marketing. Okay, first of all, I'm sure you guys have noticed that every person on the platform has some kind of label, right? Mentor or alumni, or all. Alumni, by the way, even if they're not mentors, you can see the year that they did the program, okay? So 2012 is really a long time ago already, and she obviously became a mentor. But even if they don't have the label mentor, but they did the program long enough ago, I think that that's always someone that's worth it to reach out to. Maybe not for mentorship, but for specific questions or specific help. I think alumni who made Aliyah, like I myself made Aliyah 12 years ago, just like her. So those are people who can help. They'll have advice for sure. They've been in your shoes. Okay, let me try to find a good example. Let me try Anael. Okay, so here's an example of somebody who is not available. Okay, and her button is gray. You can't click it. It's not always the case. Sometimes you just forgot to end a current relationship from a long time ago. Okay, one of the things that I'm working on these days is having all of this as updated as possible, but it takes time. So if there's somebody who has a gray button and for whatever reason you feel like it's the perfect match for you, you can feel free to message me and I'll let you know if it's a mistake or not, or maybe reach out to the mentor personally and see if they can take you on. Okay, but this is an example of somebody who's not available for mentorship. You do have the option of asking her here for help. This is not mentorship. The blue section is not asking someone to be your mentor. This is one-time help, a one-time meet for coffee or a one-time asking specific questions. Okay. Just a second. I'm not sure if she's available. Let's see. Yes, perfect. Okay. So we have Karen, who has also the ability to ask, you can ask for one-time help. The purple section, request support, is where you ask for somebody to be your mentor. Now, why it's so important for you to click specifically here and not here and not in a private message, that's so that we can know, first of all, that this mentor is taken, okay? And also so that we can know that you found a mentor, because if you do it in the correct place, I can know that you're in a mentorship relationship, and then there's no need for anyone to start, updating back and forth. So that's the reasoning behind it. And you would just press here, request support. There's only one option of mentoring a new participant, and then you can write some kind of personalized message of why you think it's a good fit and if she's available to take you on, and then just take it from there with setting up a time to meet. Now, once you start a relationship, the way the relationship is started is if the mentor presses accept once you request support, the relationship will automatically be started, and then you guys will get milestone emails, reminding you to meet with your mentor or to prepare something before your mentor. It's a kind of automated emails, but it's nice. It gives it some structure. What else would be important to mention? You guys have a LinkedIn link to everyone's profile, so you can read about their experience a little bit more in depth. In terms of messaging people and asking for help, you can message as many people as you want, and you can ask as many people as you want for requesting one-time help. In terms of mentorship, you can only have one mentor. again, because people are not going to be very available these days. So my guidelines are reach out to someone. If they don't answer you after 2 or 3 days, send them another message. That the second message you can write in a private message. By the way, all messages and any requests sent go to the mentor's email inbox, okay? We're not expecting them to go into the network to check to see if they got a message. So wait 2 days after you request support and then send them a message saying, hi, I sent you a request. Maybe you missed it. I wanted to know if you're available. If they still don't answer you, then move on to the second person and so on. Be careful not to send 3 or 4 requests for support at once because the platform will block you from sending additional requests, okay? But here, you're not limited, and messaging people, you're not limited. I think that's it for this part. That would be how to do it under one-on-one support. Okay, again, like I said, if you do it from job, search for job function, it will automatically do it from your profile. Now, in case you didn't find somebody that was a good enough fit, so I would just play around with the directory. You have here filters on the side. You can filter affiliation. You can choose mentors. And because of the special circumstances of the war, I would choose also alumni to see. And you can do by industry, or you can do free search here. Okay, just beware that when you reload the page, it doesn't automatically reset. You have to reset each time on the bottom. I'm like talking a lot. Does anyone have any questions so far? Please.
Do you recommend a mentor in the same city where you live?
I mean, it's always nice, right? If you're able to do face-to-face meetups, that would really depend on your mentor. I think that's getting maybe a little bit. Where do you live? Let's put it that way.
Netanya.
Netanya?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that would work.
Okay.
I mean, we always have Zoom and Teams, and maybe like once in a blue moon do face-to-face, where maybe you could travel to their office or something. You can, I think there's also a way to check by location, but I feel like location would probably be the last criteria that I would focus on. More important that they be from your field.
Okay.
Somebody asked, when do we get access to Gvahim network? Once you finish your HR consultations. Nikita, did you finish your HR consultations?
Still no.
No? Okay, so once you finish, then you'll get the access, okay?
Shevi, if I right understand, we have only one mentors, but we have unlimited time for coffee cups, something like that. Can?
Exactly. Exactly. If you reach out to people and they don't respond, you can message more people without having been approved by the first one. I'm just saying, like on the first day, don't send like 4 or 5 requests because then you won't be able to send it anymore. So do one by one. Okay.
Online cup of coffee, yes?
It depends on the person. Some people would actually like to meet face to face. Anyone here from Jerusalem?
I am.
Almost. Weren't you in
Yes,
the last one?
yes,
In the last,
I was,
yeah.
but and the last one I didn't complete the HR consultation. Now I did.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
I did, but it seems when I exchange with Batia that I also need to complete all the seminars to be able
Okay,
to
I
contact the
don't know.
mentor.
I don't know the guidelines for GCC Jerusalem. So whatever
Okay.
Batya and Denise tell you. Are you still not on the platform?
Yeah, I'm not in the
You're not on the
network.
platform?
No.
Okay. Well, listen, Amos, if you have, when you get access to the network, you can always just send me an email and I can chat with you. You don't have to join all of the sessions. I was saying in terms of the directory, okay, so it did what I told you guys to be aware of. It didn't take off the marketing yet. Let me see. Okay, so I'll uncheck that. Anyone want to give me an example of their field so we can try to like find someone relevant? Marketing we just did. Sales, we could try sales. Wait, we had customer success. Okay, customer success. I also just saw content writer. Someone mentioned content writer. Let's see if we could do both at the same time. Yeah. Oh, one person. Oh, maybe it needed me to do, it was looking for someone who's both. Okay, so we have Andre, who I believe is available and is active. I don't remember who it was that asked for customer success, but I recommend you reach out to Andre, okay? Okay, let's try by in my experience, the free search doesn't always work as well because it just gives you like people who have something in their profile that has even the first 3 letters, but we can try. Content writing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have alumni from 2017, which is a nice amount of time. 2020 is a little bit too recent. We have a mentor. This mentor is very active. I'm not sure if he has anything to do with content writing, but maybe he'll be relevant for someone else here. So I really suggest that you reach out to Eyal. I can see that it says that he's not available, but I believe that that's a mistake. Okay. Maybe send him a message and I will at the same time ask him about his availability for mentoring, but he's great. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think we found people for like 3 or 4 people on the Zoom. But I think you guys got the idea, right? We have on the 20, we're gonna be oh, I didn't publicize it yet, but we're gonna be having an event for speed mentoring, which works kind of like speed dating, but on Zoom with mentors. So whoever doesn't find by the 21st of the month, hopefully you guys will be able to find in the event, because sometimes you need that personal connection, and you know, seeing it online is just not enough.
If I would like to find a mentor that work in marketing, but especially in a high-tech company, how I can find in our platform?
I'm not sure that we could look specifically for high tech, but I feel like a lot of the people would be from high tech. It might just be looking one by one, but let's see. Mentor. Okay, job function. Go marketing. Why is there only one person? There's something else that's I didn't reset. It's not possible. That's why. Okay. Jonathan Album works in high tech. Not sure. Internet. Sorry. Okay, so you have, when you search for marketing, you have 24 people. So that's not too many people to go through one by one, you know, and check like who would be the most relevant. You would probably be able to, let's see if you could do it by company. No, you have to put in a specific company. Maybe if we do industry, we could do high tech. I'm afraid though that it won't, that it will do too many, it would delete too many. Okay, it narrowed it down to 5. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Finally, the match industry, high tech, job function, marketing, and
Yeah,
that's all. Okay.
exactly. And if I could recommend Yael Warman to you, she's incredible. She works at Google Cloud.
Step back. Anybody from financial services area?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna erase the high tech one. Let's try. Wait, I need to uncheck. Let me do 1 second. Let me do reset and start again. And I'm doing this because I think that like the more I'll show, the more you guys will get the idea of how to play around with it. And also on the way, finding some of you some recommendations. Job function, you said, what'd you say? Financial
Services.
Would financial consultant be relevant?
Could be. Yeah, I see.
Maybe.
I see options. Thank you. Not a particular.
Okay, you could choose all of them maybe and then see in their profiles who's the most.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. So I think in terms of specific questions, I think you guys understood the idea. Does anyone have any questions that are not specific to their background? And I think the only thing I will add is when you do have a mentor, please just show that you're grateful, because that's what gives them their drive and motivation to keep going. Okay.
Can you,
So I think that's it for me.
Shevi,
yeah.
can you show us how we get in touch with you through the platform?
Yeah, I mean, you just search for me on the profile on the platform, but I'll directory. 1 second, I won't come up if I don't reset. Okay, this is me. Just send me a message. I can't send, it's not giving me the option because it's me. Okay, so I'm here for
Good.
all of you guys for anything specific. And yeah, I think that's it.